Hi, this is Savannah, and welcome to my second ZBrush tutorial, Part C. In this tutorial, we'll be talking about how to take a model that you created in another program, such as Maya, 3D Studio Max, or MakeHuman 3D, in which you were able to save it as an object file, and how to bring it into ZBrush so that you're able to sculpt on it, pose it, and render it out within ZBrush. The first thing we're going to do is click on the tool in the tool menu and bring up the tool window. Then we're going to click on the Make Polymesh 3D primitive, or the star. Now you can leave it in the tool menu, or you can, if you choose, to drag it holding the Shift key on the open part of your canvas and go into edit mode. It will work either way, whether it's in edit mode on the canvas or not. Go down to the import palette, click on the MRG button. What this will do is, within your model, if there aren't any overlapping meshes that are not merged together, it will merge them. And turn up the try to quad slider all the way up to 90. What this does is if you created a 3D object in one of the programs that was consisting of triangles, all triangles that ZBrush can will turn into four-sided polygons. So ZBrush can better handle it. It doesn't handle triangles very easily. Click on the import button. Select the object file that you saved from one of your programs. For mine, I created it in MakeHuman 3D. And it ends up with a lot of vertexes or points that have no connection to anything else. So a pop-up and a warning comes up. It says imported mesh contains unused vertices or points. Would you like to remove all the unused vertices? And it says recommended. I hit yes. Tells me how many in another pop-up. It removed. Hit OK. Now you have your model, object model, loaded into ZBrush. The first thing I like to do, go to the export palette, and as you can see here, the scale is set at 9.3624. Really don't want that, so I'm going to put it at 1. The X, Y, and Z offsets should all be at 0, for that's where you want them placed on your floor within ZBrush. If you do not do this, sometimes when you're in Transpose Master or posing your character using one of these tools and using layers, sometimes it will have undesirable results. Some things will get bigger or smaller, and other things will offset way off the canvas and away from your original model. So we really want to make sure that this is set all at that point. The other thing I'm going to do is go to the display properties and go and hit double. The reason why is so that you can see the front and the back of your model, even with some of the mesh deselected. As you can see there, without the double on, you cannot see the other side of the mesh. Now we're going to go to the geometry palette. Where it says divide, there's also two buttons. One is the SMT button, or Subdivide Smooth Modifier, and the SUV Smooth UV. Let's go ahead and divide with the SMT button only on. As you can see, we have a lot of geometry on our model, but we've lost some of the detailing that we had when we created it in the other program. So I'm going to undo that. I'm going to turn off the SMT and leave on only the SUV. Now when we divide, we save our detail, but we've also saved the polygon square layout. Unless making a hard surface sculpt, we really don't want that. Turning off both buttons gives you the same as using the SUV. Let's turn them both on. As you can see here, we've saved a lot of our detail, especially in the face, and still it is smooth. I'm going to keep that down at one. Okay. Let's drop down now to our lowest subdivision. I'm going to hit the polyframe button, and that shows us our polygon layout and with color. One of the other things with MakeHuman 3D, and you can do this in any program, is make your own UV layout within those programs. One automatically comes with the MakeHuman 3D meshes or 3D objects. As you can see, that's our UV layout. If you want to create some or don't have any to your model and you are happy with the polygon layout or topology of your 3D model, go to the Z plugin, go to the UV Master plugin, and you can hit Unwrap to make your own. Making sure that you're on the lowest subdivision, and it will run through the steps. And now you have a UV layout. Also, use the many various options to create PolyGroups and create a UV layout based on your PolyGroups. You can use the existing UV seams, or you can enable control painting and create your own seams and areas of protection, such as the face and hands and toes, and other areas where it's free to open up. Show you the polygroups and how to make your own polygroups. On the first buttons, if you have a UV layout already made, you can click on Auto Groups with UV. And as you can see, wherever the seams were on the UV layout, we'll create different color groups for each of those islands of the UV map. Using the Command or Control and the Shift key, you can click on these polygroups to select or hide or show any polygroup that you wish. To bring your whole model back, simply using the same keys, click on any open or empty place on your canvas. Also, using the same keys, click and drag out a box and let go, and that will select just those polygroups within that box. And also, using the same thing, drag out a box, let go of the Shift key, hold the Alt button, and it will deselect or hide other polygons of that group. To create a whole new polygroup, you can click on the button Group Visible. Now when we bring back our model, also, if you have polygons or part of your mesh that has two different sides, such as the legs, or the arms, or the eyes, or the ears, and has no connection in the mesh, you can hit Auto Groups. As you can see, it made either leg a different color. You can also, using the Command or Control key, draw out a mask on your mesh and hit the Group Mask button. As you can see, it created a mask or a polygroup based on your mask. Also hit Group Mask, Clear Mask. That will clear the mask after it's created the polygroup. And also go to your transform and use the X symmetry or the Y or the Z and select different or deselect different parts of your character. And also, click anywhere on the blank canvas and draw the selection box. And as you can see, whatever was hidden is now visible, and whatever was visible is now hidden. Also click on the Group Unmask button. As you can see, I masked off the head, and now the whole body is one group. You can use this masking technique or the selection technique to create a way to create a UV map. Also good to create these polygroups for use while posing, your model, and also selecting quickly your model to be able to draw, to zoom in on your face and draw in higher detail where you can see it better. Also, while things are unselected, you could no longer draw on those things, and just like a mask would keep you from drawing anywhere you do not want to. So, I hope you enjoyed this ZBrush tutorial. Happy ZBrushing!